Well, hello. We got Oklahoma treasure hunter in here. Um, John, how you doing? Right now, we're getting kind of a slow start on viewers anyway. But we're live. We're just gonna kind of hang out tonight and chit chat a little bit. So I do have a couple of announcements to make. Actually, I just want to recognize a couple of people that actually donated to my channel, and I want to show them the appreciation for that. Bill Trent was a donor to the channel, graciously donated to the channel to help keep things going here. Also, Steve Jekzala made a donation to the channel as well, and I really appreciate that, you guys. That's what helps keep this channel going, keep some gas in my rig so I can make it to the next spot to detect. But anyway, hey, Pack Rat, how you doing? It's good to see you. So right now we got 23 people in the chat, so that came up pretty quick. How you doing today, Dan?
Doing all right, Larry. Hanging in there.
Good deal. David Alfonsetti, how are you doing? And John Wright, good to see you. 714 metal detecting, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Digging with Deej, how you doing, Deej? Good to see you guys. We got 27 people in the stream right now watching. And 714 metal detecting. 714, where are you out of? Phil Bortner, how you doing? Good to see you. And we got Busy Digging Brian. Good to see you. Glad to see you guys popping in here. So let's see.
Looks like John Wright was asking, how do you donate?
Actually,
you just pack a bunch of cash in a brown paper bag and send it to this guy.
Down there in the comment section, there should be a section down there that says super chat, I believe. I think it says super chat. I'm not seeing it from this end because I can't donate to myself. Or you guys, I'll tell you what, I'll share something with you here. This is probably a better way to go. If you just go to this link right here, Control V, you can actually buy me a coffee. Just click that link right there that I just put in the chat. And if you're so inclined, you can buy me a coffee there. It's not necessarily a cup of coffee. It's just a little donation to help the channel. I appreciate it. So, all right. Who do we got here? We got John Stewart, Idaho metal detector here. All right. Where from, John? What part of Idaho? We got Warren Clark. We've got greetings from New York. Good to see you. Dawn Curran. Rob Kirsch. How you doing, Rob? Frank's Fly Traps. Good to see you. There's a small... Oh, yeah, that's right. There is just a dollar sign down at the right by the message box there. I guess that's how you super chat. But anyway, regular or decaf? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm doing decaf, but it's flavored. I can't drink the real stuff anymore. It tears me up. I don't know what's going on. I'm just getting old, I guess. But anyway, so how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully good. I know that there's been a lot of sickness going around. We found out somebody, who was that? Who was that over there in Oklahoma ended up getting some COVID?
It's James.
James. And oh wow, busy digging Brian. Thank you very much. And 714 metal detecting. Thank you again. Wow, you guys are spoiling me here. You guys are awesome. James Huntley got sick with that COVID, and so if you guys say a prayer tonight and maybe mention his name there, because he wasn't feeling too good. I know yesterday, I heard today that he may be on recovery a little bit and starting to feel a little bit better. So hopefully that will continue. Don't like to see my fellow detectorists getting sick here. I dealt with quite a bit of sickness there for, man, it was over a month, wasn't it, Dan? It seemed like I was sick forever.
Seemed like somebody in your house is always sick.
It is horrible, man. I've never seen anything like it. But there's people all over getting sick. It's just crazy the way things are. When are you live? Somebody's messaging me. When am I live? Am I alive? Is my heart beating? I'll reply real quick here. So, Dan, you got any announcements right now for anybody?
Well, I'm sure plenty of people are going to be asking or, checking in on the Manticores. They're just slowly trickling in. Unfortunately, they're not giving ETAs, not giving us, numbers that they're shipping or when they're shipping. And I know some people put out some videos. Oh, Minelab's doing this, Minelab's doing that. A lot of times, it turns out to be false, or they're just, getting that information as a rumor and spreading it out there. They're just not telling us. And
right.
I wish they would. It would, it would prevent a lot of phone calls and emails that, that I'm getting every day. People just asking over and over. And I understand their frustration. I'm frustrated too, because I haven't even pulled one out for myself yet. Every machine I've got in, I go right down my list. Whoever's next on the list, they get a call or an email, and so that's what I'm sticking with. And
yeah,
I wish they would hurry up and get a bunch of them to us so we can all be happy and all get a chance to use them. But
right,
that's the big news right now as far as as far as being a dealer. Just still waiting on them, and I wish I had more, but I just don't.
Yeah. Well, 714. You got time. You got lots of time to think about it, because right now these Manticores are just barely trickling in. There's dealers out there that have lists going. We're one of them. Dan's one of them. That has a list of people waiting. And so as of right now, it's just slow going. So anybody that's on the fence about the Manticore has plenty of time to wait. Even if you're to get on the list right now, it's going to be a while before you're able to get one shipped in your direction. But Larry, yeah, you're 800. What's that, Dan?
Sorry if I can. I would say if you're on the fence about getting a Manticore, you're undecided or whatever, go ahead and send me an email, get on the list now. Because it may be months before we have enough to fill the list. I've got over 50 people waiting on a Manticore. So if you're not already on a list, and you decide, a month or two from now you want one, it's just going to put you that much further behind. And I don't take any deposits. I don't take anyone's money until I have the machines available to ship or available to pick up in person. To get on the list, just send me an email, dan@outlawmetaldetectors.com. I'll put you on the list. And as soon as they start showing up, and your number gets close, then that's when I'll contact you. And like I said, no money down, no deposit, nothing like that. Because if you wait, then like I said, it's just going to put you that much further behind. And some people are on the fence. I've noticed this lately. Well, should I get a Manticore or should I just get a new Equinox 900? Well, let's say you get a Manticore today. The disadvantage to that is right now they only have the one coil out for it, the 11-inch coil.
Mm-hmm.
They're working on a smaller coil, but it's not available yet. And again, we don't have ETAs on that or any of the other accessories, the extra lower shafts. Are they going to have any other options other than the headphones that come with it? Can you get something lighter weight or this or that? And so, an Equinox 900, you can use most of your old Equinox 800 or 600 accessories, including waterproof headphones, not the wireless, but the waterproof headphones, any wired headphones with that same plug for that matter. And then all your old Equinox 600 or 800 coils and the Coiltech coils will work with the Equinox 900. The Manticore is a whole new beast. And so everything new there is going to be, it's a waiting game if you want smaller coils and so on.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Rob Kirsch says here that he just purchased the 800. What's the true difference from the 900 and the Manticore? Between the Manticore and the 900, that's a pretty much just a whole different machine, really. The Manticore has a 2D screen that has visual ID. It's just really altogether a different machine compared to the Equinox. I guess it's not completely all that different because it almost seems like it's a mixed breed from the Equinox and the CTX 3030 is what I see with it. But I don't know. We're still waiting to get our hands on it and get a better idea what that's all about. But I am seeing good reviews. I've seen a little bit of bad stuff too. That I don't know. I don't like to put my weight into that kind of stuff. I really want to get it into my own hands and see what it does for me. Got to be careful. I'm a YouTuber. There's a lot of YouTubers out there. I kind of go about this a little bit differently. YouTube's not going to make me rich by getting a video out there and getting a few views, but a lot of people design their videos to do just that and to get views. And when that's the purpose behind the video, I don't put much value in it. So anyhow, they are working on the headphone issues. The issue, to where you can pair it with some other devices, or Dan and I were talking about that today, how you can't use other headphones with the Manticore or the 900. So,
well, I wouldn't say you can't, but I haven't been able to find any that work yet. That being said, I've only tried a couple of them. If I had kept a Manticore aside for myself, I would be trying every pair that I could to see if they would link up, because it's still a low latency Bluetooth that it uses, but it's changed from what the Equinox 800 and the Equinox 600 use. The same is true for the new Equinox 700 and 900. So that is one advantage of the Equinox 600 and 800 is you can you can pair it with a bunch of different headphones, earbuds, and so on. Which, like, for example, the headphones I use with the Equinox 800 are much lighter weight than the factory headphones. They work well. You can pair them to your phone as well. And it makes it to where, the warmer days, your head doesn't sweat so much from having the headphones all the way over. These rest on top of your ears instead of around them. And they're a lot less expensive. If your old ones happen to get lost or broken, it's a lot less expensive replacement versus the factory headphones. I see Rob's asking or saying the 900 is not much difference to the 800 except the $200 price difference. Well, there is a lot of difference. all the electronics aside, you've got upgraded frame, all carbon fiber. Well, that's not a necessity, but it's nice. It collapses. That's, a nice feature. The ergonomics is enhanced. A lot of people have said, their old Equinox 600, 800, after 3-4 hours of swinging that thing, they can feel, the tension in their arm, their elbow, their shoulder, and they grab a different detector and it just feels more balanced. The ergonomics that they changed for both the 900, 700, and the Manticore really makes a difference. It balances the machine much better, and it kind of makes you not feel the weight.
Including that adjustable arm cuff.
Correct. Yeah, the adjustable arm cuff is really nice. And it's more waterproof. So it's got a higher rating, 16 feet deep instead of just 10 feet. And the 11-inch standard coil has been upgraded, so it's less likely to have an issue there. And if let's say you bought an Equinox 800 and you decide you want a collapsible carbon fiber shaft, well, that's going to run you somewhere around $150. And then you still don't have the same ergonomics. You don't have, adjustable arm cuff, everything else. So a lot of the upgrades I've seen people do to their 800s are now pretty much included with the new 700 or the new 900. So that, and then of course they enhanced the sensitivity, the electronics, the backlighting. It's definitely got some upgrades in it.
And like what's being mentioned in the chat here too is it's a wider range VDI. So instead of the Equinox 800 going to 40
yes.
plus 40, this one's going to plus 99. So yeah, there is a lot of difference. It's quite a bit different. So yeah, I've been seeing those comments on Facebook too, but again, you guys be careful what you believe out there. Look, got to research that stuff. But anyway, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. I truly appreciate that. That's really my goal, is to earn your guys' trust and to provide you with the best information I possibly can as I learn it. So let's see. They're saying there's a lot of wind issues that interfere with the sound, but not as far as pairing. I don't know about that. Okay, with the headphones. Now, with that being said, you got to find out who's saying that, because if they're hearing a lot of wind issues in the headphones, it could be that they're just airheads.
Or it could be they're in Oklahoma and they're hunting when there's tornadoes going around.
Oh, man. Oh, shoot. Got to be careful here. I'm going to get in trouble with somebody. There's no airheads on this chat, though. These are all smart people here. So, all right, let's see here. Well, I'll be dipped. Should have bought the 900. Well, I'll tell you what, Rob, the 800's a great machine. And it has served me well for over 4 years. So don't balk at that, because that's a great machine. And that 900 and the Equinox are not the Equinox, but the Manticore are just brand new. The 700's brand new. And so is this. What do we hear, Dan? We got the new one now over in China.
Yeah, I haven't confirmed 100% that that's going to happen. I've still waiting to get some confirmation on that. I do have one source I consider pretty reliable that mentioned that it was legitimate, but I want to make sure he wasn't, trying to be sarcastic or funny, because I don't want to say, yeah, it's coming out, and then find out that was all just a bunch of, internet hoax or something.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear there was a big shipment of Manticores, though. Big shipment. I mean, a bus size full on that balloon that flew over from China that was shot down. So I guess they're at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, they didn't put floaters on it. Good thing it's waterproof. I think it probably went a little deeper than 16 feet, though.
Probably, maybe 1,600.
Hey, Dirt Claude Metal Detecting, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see here. Dude from Scotland that said, okay, he's from Scotland, said it was very windy. Okay. Scotland, is that where they made scotch?
Could be.
Oh, man. Okay, so 3 shipments all shot down. Oh, man. Actually, they've shot down 5 now altogether from what I heard. But anyway,
I should
that's
warn
on a
everybody
different
that
subject.
Larry's full of dad jokes and bad jokes.
Well, yeah, I got a few of them. Yeah. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Good to see you. Anyway, so what's everybody up to? Has anybody been out there metal detecting yet? Here in Idaho, we got frozen ground. But I did go out last Saturday, and as a matter of fact, the video that I put out this morning was your very first hunt with your Minelab Equinox 900. Just a basic tutorial video is what I did, and that's what my intention was. I went to an 1870s place and thought, well, this would be a good place to do the video. It's nice and quiet out there, and I will be able to do a video and possibly find something old. So I got out there, I got out of the truck, and I put on my pouch and everything and grabbed my Excalibur shovel. And first thing I did is went chink. I was going to stick the shovel in the ground. It sounded like a chisel hitting iron. I was like, oh, man. Brenda was with me out there, and I said, this doesn't look good at all. So after I got everything put on, I started going around just hitting the shovel into the ground, trying to find any place that might be thawed out a little bit. And I finally got to a southern exposure that had some tall grass that was, well, it was fluffy grass. It had been laid down by the snow. So it was a little bit insulated. And there I was able to dig. And I started filming my video, just showing the setup for the 900, a real basic setup. And after I got it set up, I wanted to demonstrate what people need to listen for with their metal detectors, so they know, how, what they, instead of digging every blip, what they should be listening for in the beginning, to get them off on the right track. And I'll be danged if I didn't, my very first signal, and this was my first trip out for 2023, but my very first signal was a 1925 Buffalo, which I was very happy to see that. Can't beat that for a first, huh? So if my year will continue to do that, then I'll be happy. I like to dig them old coins. So anyway, who else? What do we got here? Okay. So I actually got an email from Minelab saying shipments will start next week. So we will see how many, time will tell. Well, we were kind of told that they were being shipped out a couple months ago too, I think, weren't they?
Well, part of the problem is when they say shipments are sent out, they don't always, I mean, you need more detail. Is it shipping from the factory, which is in Malaysia? Is that shipping from the U.S. warehouse to the dealers and distributors? I mean, if it's shipping from Malaysia, it's going usually on a boat. And, nowadays it takes a long time to get those kind of shipments here because there's so many delays with, manpower and, just everything else, since 2020, it's just been a real pain to get real good ETAs on any kind of shipments like that. So, they can say they're shipping all they want. I wish they would say how many they're shipping, where they're shipping them to, and give us some kind of ETA. Because if they say, we're shipping them from, from the manufacturer, then okay, well, how many did they ship? Are they, how many are coming to the U.S.? because if they just say they're shipping, that may mean they're shipping to all the countries, because, you know, we feel like we're the only ones that matter here, but I don't think people in other countries are going to see it that way. So I know they distribute them, you know, pretty evenly.
I want to thank whoever it was. Somebody just bought me a coffee here a minute ago. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Let's see here. Somebody was asking. Okay, so Rob, the main Minelab is based out of Australia, but that's not where they're manufactured. They're manufactured in Malaysia, right? Malaysia.
Yeah, the main manufacturing plant is Malaysia. Research development headquarters, all that is Australia.
Yeah.
But the company that owns the factory in Malaysia is an American company. So there's kind of a whole, you know, circle of things going on there, which is kind of nice. And one nice thing about Minelab is they support our military more than any of the other brands that I'm aware of.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's been tough on shipments. So far, we're not fulfilling a lot of those orders off the Manticore. Just waiting, and it's that way across the country right now. A lot of people are just on hold right now, and we don't know what to tell anybody because we haven't got that information yet. But I promise you guys, we will inform you. If you're on the list for the Manticore, you will be informed as soon as, you know, you're coming up on the list. We will not forget about you. You're jotted down. Dan's got you written down in stone over there. So
my stone tablet spreadsheet.
You bet. Dan's been getting a lot of calls. People curious, you know, do you have my Manticore yet? And you know, it really we don't know yet, but I promise you, you will be informed as soon as we have that information.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
I've had a few people call and say, well, you know, the next one you get in, I'll give you $400 over the regular price.
Yeah.
You know, if you'll squeeze that in. Don't ask me to do that. I won't do it. You know, that's just not the way to do business, in my opinion. You know, it'd be good for the pocketbook, yes, but I'm not gonna, you know, pull somebody's spot, you know, and stick somebody in just because they're willing to pass a few more bucks along. You know, if I was a politician, I would probably do that, but you know, I'm not a politician.
So Northwest Outdoors says starting to get a better feel for the Manticore. It's taken a bit to get comfortable with it. It's been hard to put down the D2, but I'm really starting to like the Manticore. Good deal. Yeah, I've heard some good things. People are going to fields that they say that they've hunted out with the Equinox and stuff, and other detectors. And I saw one post today, a guy found like 6 really good targets, and he said it's one of the better days he's had out detecting, and that was with the Manticore. So it's hard to say if, you know, my question's always, you know, is it the new machine, or is it that I just never swung over this target in the right direction to where it sounded off, you know? I think it's probably a combination of the two, but it's hard to say.
So Jeff is asking, is Minelab going to have the veteran discount for the Manticore? Yes. A few of the ones I've already sold went to veterans. I've been told that by certain dealers, or about certain dealers, that aren't honoring the veteran discount or any discounts at all on the Manticore until they're readily available where they can get as many as they need. I think, let's see. So Alan Pfeiffer was the second guy on my list for Manticore, and he's a veteran. One of our viewers one night said, well, if Alan's a veteran, go ahead and put him number 1 on the list, which I thought was really awesome.
That was.
And the way everything worked out, I got 2 machines in, so I was able to make both guys happy, and nobody lost their place or switched their place in line there. And Alan got the veteran discount. I had was it 1 or 2 others just in the small number of Manticores I've got so far that were also veterans discount, and I will always honor the veteran discount. That's true for Minelab, and a lot of people aren't aware Garrett actually has a veteran discount. The discounts are good on 1 detector per year. The Minelab, it's on any of their detectors other than the Go Find series. And on Garrett, it's on any of the detectors at a certain price point and up, which basically starts with the Ace Apex series. So that if you're looking for just an Ace series or something more in the budget line, they don't offer the discount on that, but I do. It wouldn't be the full 15%, but I give a 10% discount to veterans on almost everything I sell, with only a very few exceptions, and that's usually shovels and beach scoops. The reason being is the shipping cost and the cost of boxes and everything involved to ship a shovel or a beach scoop just makes it to where there's no margin there at all, hardly, even at the regular price. So I just can't do 10% on those, or I'd probably be losing a few pennies.
Rob said that he went to a creek in North Carolina. The sun went down. Dig setting went 8 inches plus. Hit 37, 38. Going back tomorrow to see what it is. Rain hit here bad, so can't drive the truck into the field. Is that with the 800, Rob? You have the 800, right? And I know that I see later on you said, or somebody said, yeah, you said that people are saying that 38, 39 means iron. No, it don't. That doesn't mean iron.
On the Equinox?
What's that?
Is this on the Equinox?
Yeah.
Equinox 800?
No, that's people put too much emphasis on the numbers in the VDI. If it's a good solid tone, dig it. Don't worry about the numbers, because most of the time it's probably not what you think it is anyway. The numbers are going to lie to you, or you're going to read them incorrectly or something, because you just really don't know what is in the ground until you dig it up. I don't know, a lot of people, the majority of people that detect, rely on the VDI to the point where I saw a post today, some guy was talking about pull tabs. Well, that V-nickel, or not the V-nickel, the Buffalo nickel that I found the other day, I think it rang up at a 26. And somebody commented on the video and says, 26, I guess I'm going to have to start digging those, because I thought those were all pull tabs or beaver tails or something, but that just goes to show you guys, you can't pass up certain numbers just because you think it might, be something not valuable. So many people pass up good targets by trusting the VDI. Trust your ears, trust the good tones in the detector, and you will dig more treasure, I promise. Let's see here. But anyway, yeah, the sun went down. 37, 38 with the 800. It's just hard to say. I'd dig it up, find out what that is, and let us know. I'll be interested to see what that is.
Someone's asking, what's the biggest complaint about the Manticore? Not getting enough of them. That's the biggest complaint.
Dan, I think somebody was wanting you to add them. Well, Jeff, when my name comes up, you can add an Excalibur red, white, and blue to the order. Okay, so I guess he's on the list for the Manticore, and so he's wanting a red, white, and blue Excalibur when that comes in.
I'm making a note right now for for him
So,
here.
Okay. At least Weekly Cabela's has Manticores, which is not fair to your local dealers with a pre-order list. I've been hearing about that. I'm not sure what to think. I don't know.
Did we lose you, Larry?
I should be here.
Oh. Yeah, you're breaking up just a little bit there on my end anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. My signal should be pretty good. But all right. So yeah, the Key Date Kid is in here. How you doing? He's the one that makes those Excalibur shovels. He is the fabricator. Good to see you. Let's see, couldn't dig that deep in Creek full. Okay. White and blue. Okay, I really don't know what the difference is between the Knox 800 and the Manticore, other than just digging deeper. I don't dig deep, only. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of differences in between the two machines. Faster recovery, deeper. There's a ton of differences between the two. That 2D screen is a big game changer, I believe. You guys, to be honest with you, I don't ever recommend buying your detecting equipment someplace other than a detecting store, your local dealer. If you buy your detecting equipment from somebody that doesn't specialize in metal detecting, when you have an issue that comes up, or you have a question about settings or anything else, do you really believe that those big box stores are going to be able to answer those questions for you? They're not. They're not going to be there for you. They're not somebody that you can call and say, I'm having this issue, or I've got a question about this metal detector. The ones who are going to be able to answer those questions are the people who specialize in it, which is like Outlaw Metal Detectors. This is his business, is selling metal detectors and metal detecting equipment. So when you go to the big box stores, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there are several of them, and one of them even does specialize in metal detecting, but yet there's a lack of integrity and a lack of knowledge in these stores. So you guys, wherever it may be, even if you don't give that business to Dan, I highly recommend you guys deal with your local dealer. That's where it's going to benefit you. You can go back to that dealer, you know who you bought it from, and you'll be able to ask them. And if they're not willing to answer questions, this guy does. Okay, Dan will take the time and answer your questions.
Yeah. Always give your local dealer at least a chance.
Yeah.
I've heard stories, some dealers are jerks. Maybe somebody said that about me. I hope not, but it's a possibility. But always give them a chance to earn your business, because, later on you need little things, little accessories, or little this or little that. I like to get my hands on something and actually look at it, feel it, touch it, fall in love with it before I buy it. And you just can't do that, ordering on your phone, on your couch, or, going to the big box stores. They're just not going to be able to help you like your local dealer will. So if you're lucky enough to have a dealer that you would call local, within a reasonable drive, then give me a shout and I'll help you out. But if you got that local dealer, please consider them first.
Yeah. Key Date Kid says he's very busy. He hasn't had a day off since the Merlin video. That's good. That's what we want. You bet. So, yeah, Northwest Outdoors. I know. I just, I see people going to different stores and stuff and buying their equipment there, and then they end up going to a local dealer or somebody else afterwards to ask that information. And a lot of times, this is what really gets me, you guys. And I'm not a dealer myself. Dan's a dealer, but I know that a lot of people go to people to get answers about certain questions that they have. And then after they've gathered all the information from the dealer or whoever they're talking to, then they hop on over to the big box store and go buy it. It really makes no sense. You just wasted somebody's time that to get all the information that you got. And then you went and gave your business to somebody else. That's not ethical. In my opinion, that's just not ethical. So,
I think a lot of people too, Larry, have that idea in their head that, they go to a big box store, they're going to get a better price. A lot of cases that's not true. And I haven't heard of anybody trying this, but I would be curious if someone were to find a machine at, one of these big box places. I'm not going to name names again either. But if they were to walk in and say, yeah, I understand, this Garrett or this Minelab has a veteran discount program, I would be surprised if they could find anybody in the store that would be able to help them out and get that discount.
Yeah. Yeah. There again, here you got the high tones and the low tones, depending on how you move it. And it just depends. And big iron can read up as a higher tone, it just all depends. We just never know until we pop it out of the plug and find out exactly what it is. And it could be 2 different targets in there or more, but yeah. Yep. Archery equipment, everything. I mean, you guys don't go to the grocery store to go buy tires, I hope. If you need tires on your car, you're going to go to the tire shop. So at least that's what I try to do, but I don't always do everything right, but I think that's pretty logical. So let's see here. Got to go by the tones. Numbers mean nothing. I agree 100%. So it's just a reference point. It could be this, but you just don't know until you dig it. I have given Dan with Outlaw Metal Detector to a lot of people and explained why I go to him. That's good. Give him those references. That's awesome. Bass Pro has Manticore listed, but no inventory as of yet. Yeah.
I've heard that some of those big box places they'll get some available, put them out on the website, and then when they're sold out, they pull it. So if you search the website, it won't even show a listing anymore for them, which seems kind of strange. And I haven't been able to confirm is Minelab shipping them, giving them preference over the distributors and the dealers like myself or not. But if that turns out to be the case, that's going to make me want to get a conversation going with them about that, because that's just not right.
Rick, that's yet to be determined, and that's going to be, there's a lot of variables involved in that too, depending on where you're hunting and everything else. Every detector is different. I don't care if you got a Minelab 800 and you've got a Garrett machine and you've got a White's machine, who knows, the Deus. If you hunted the same field with all 4 of those machines, you're going to pick up targets with each one that one machine wouldn't get. And one machine really does not do it all. I don't know of a machine out there that does it all. It could be that you've been out there hunting with the Equinox 800 and you think you've got it all, and all of a sudden some kid goes out there with a Radio Shack machine and finds something that you never heard. It's possible. I mean, each machine has its strong points and weak points. So it's just really hard to say, but I can't vouch for any kind of depth or anything with the Manticore at this point until I get one in hand.
Yeah, and depth is always, always variable because the conditions are always changed. If you get one and you say, well, it easily goes, this depth, and then somebody, cross country says, well, mine only goes this deep. Well, what kind of soil are you hunting in? What's the ground conditions, the moisture content, the iron content? There's just way too many variables that it's one of the toughest questions to answer about any metal detector is how deep will it go? It all depends on the machine and what's going on around it, not just what can the machine do maximum. And there's things you can do with a lot of machines that you may get better depth, but that machine might drive you crazy trying to get that depth. You may have too much threshold or background noise and false signals and everything else. But a lot of people don't realize most of your targets, most targets are normally 6 inches or less, unless you're on an old lot that the dirt's been turned over, for, when they do construction or something, they come in to redo the lot to build a new place or something, or, other things that might turn the dirt over a lot. That being said, most of your other stuff is not that deep. There are exceptions, of course, but, I'm just talking your higher percentage of stuff.
Busy Digging Brian says, Dan the man. Have you seen him with his pink shovel? Hey, I'll fill you in there later, Brian. We'll fill you in about him. I can say these things. He's in Oklahoma. I'm in Idaho. He can't throw that far.
Hey, you ought to hear what Larry's son says about Larry. I can't even say it on a live stream. I mean,
Woody Bog, how you doing? He says, my Equinox 800 will find stuff that my DFX whites won't find, and vice versa. My whites DFX finds some things the Knox missed. Well said. Yeah. I've never used the DFX. A friend of mine, he's got a DFX. I had the XLT for a long time, and I did really well with that. Found a lot of treasure with it, but well, of course, whites went out of business. Somebody else is taking care of their stuff now, but anyway, yeah, the one machine won't do it all. You'll find stuff with all machines, and just a matter of what each one's strong point is, really. I think if I remember right, the XLT that I had, the White's XLT, Spectrum XLT, that one had a hard time hitting on nickels for some reason. And later on, I ended up getting a, what was that? I can't even remember the name of it now. It was a machine that I didn't keep for long. I didn't care for it. But anyway, that thing hit on nickels like nobody's business. It seemed like every target I hit with that was a nickel. But I guess it's all in how that coil is wrapped, and who knows? I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but I've noticed a big difference in different machines for sure.
Well, one way to look at it, one way I kind of see it is, you go fishing with a buddy, and you might have the cheapest rod and reel combo out there, and you guys might use the same bait. He might have the most expensive rod and reel combo out there, and you may outfish him with that little cheap rod and reel because you got where the fish were and he didn't. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of it right there, is just getting over the target with the machine set correctly. And I see so many people that when they swing, they don't overlap their swings, and then they do the pendulum effect when they swing. The coil goes up and down off the ground at the end of the left and the right swing instead of staying flat and parallel to the ground. So if you find somebody's coming behind you and find a lot of stuff you're missing, pay attention to your swinging, and even to the point where maybe get a video of yourself swinging, and make sure you're overlapping and not swinging that thing in a U shape instead of flat to the ground.
Well, Mr. Gomez, how are you doing? He's over here at the Northwest Treasure Hunters Club in Spokane, and I've hunted with him on a couple of hunts. Nice guy. If you guys are in the Northwest or Spokane area, North Idaho, something like that, that's a great club. As a matter of fact, I believe it's in June. Am I right, John? In June, there is a hunt coming up in Farragut State Park, which is in northern Idaho, in a town called Athol, Idaho. And no, I don't have a lisp. So anyway, it's a good hunt. Went last year, had a blast. I actually ended up winning a metal detector. Let's see, I came back with, well, let me show you something here. Let's see if I can find it. I actually got a couple of Morgans. I got this one here. And I got this one here. And I got lots of silver, but I think the highlight was when I won this. I dug the right token and got a gold coin. That's a 1 gram gold coin, real tiny thing, but I'll take gold any way I can get it. This is a Canadian gold coin. And let me see if I can see how this is positioned. So yeah, real tiny, cute little guy. So we got that. We had a blast up there though, camped out in a tent. Got to meet some really great people up there. So if you guys ever get a chance, if that's coming up in June, and if anybody wants to contact me, I will give you the information to get a hold of the Northwest Treasure Hunters Club to get the information if you want to join the club or something like that. So let's see here. Yeah, I've always wanted a gold coin, and I got it at a seated hunt, and I didn't dig it. It was on a draw, but I'll take that any way I can get it. It was still very exciting. Somebody hands you a gold coin and said, here, this is what you won. It was awesome. What's your guys' best advice for creek hunting? Meaning park versus field? It really depends, Rob. If there's a lot of trash in the creek or something like that, you're going to want some discrimination. It just really depends. Just like in your fields or out on the beach, every situation is going to be a little bit different, and you kind of have to determine what you need according to where you're at. So, if it's real trashy, you might just use Park 1. and hunt it that way and adjust. There's certain things you can adjust, but if you're new with the Equinox, I really recommend you use the Park 1 setting at first to really learn the tones and just kind of get a feel for what the detector is trying to tell you and what each signal is possibly representing. And the more that you use it, I mean, it takes hours and hours and days and weeks, and you start to realize, okay, you're actually learning, and you start thinking to yourself when you get a signal, well, it sounds like that could be a dime. And you dig it up and it's a dime, and then it's like, oh, all right, I'm starting to get the hang of this, what this means. It doesn't always mean it's a dime, but a lot of times if you're in a park or something, you get a signal of say 26 on your 800, then think, oh, that's probably a dime, 26, 28. And dig it up, and most of the time that's probably what it is, but it could be something else too, so you just never know. But yeah, you just got to kind of go according to where you're at, what the situation's like, and make your adjustments according to that. Whoop. I think I just canceled whatever you did there. Were you?
I got it.
Me and Dan are playing Battle of the Text here.
So I saw this question a minute ago. There are other low latency headphones, like the ones I use. I haven't looked for earpods or earbuds too much because I can't stand something sticking in my ear like that. But I just did a quick search and I found a lot of them. So I think that's John.
Yeah.
It doesn't take too much searching to find some. You got to dig into the user manuals a lot of times to actually find the specifications. A lot of sellers won't list that specification because it's not real common to need that. Most cell phones and stuff is where they're marketing to, is cell phones and iPods and that kind of stuff, laptops or whatever. But for the Equinox 600 and 800, it uses that aptX low latency. And there's several out there that support that, and they're not terribly expensive. I don't carry any or sell any, but they're hard to come by. I'm trying to find some compatible with the new Equinox and the new Manticore, but it may take me a little time to get something there. I got some of the bone conduction headphones recently, and I really like those. I tried to pair those with the Manticore the other day, and I couldn't get them to pair up. So I'm gonna have to do a little more research and see if I can find something compatible with the newer machines.
Daniel, the 800 and the 900 will be pretty much the basic, same basic principle on both of those machines. The VDI is expanded on the 900. You've got a wider range of VDI numbers, but the principle, the basic functions and everything are going to be about the same. So yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Like I say, as you're learning the 900, just work with those preset programs. Don't worry about complicating the machine, because get to learning it first and get a feel for what the tones and signals are telling you and everything else. And then after that, then you can start working and throwing in some custom settings and stuff like that. Maybe messing with your, your recovery speed, all that kind of stuff. Actually, on the 900, if I remember right now, that it's not recovery speed, it's iron limit. What are they calling it now? Ferrous limits. So basically iron limits. So if I recall, that's the way the 900 is now, but that could be on the Manticore. I may be getting that mixed up. But anyway, But yeah, you can still, you know, if you ran the 800, your functions on the 900 are going to be just pretty much the same. I wouldn't say you really need to change up anything. The numbers are going to be different, but there again, like I say, you can memorize certain targets. You know, if you start seeing that you're digging up dimes at a certain VDI number, you can memorize that. But I always say dig the tones, not the number. So, but that would be my suggestion. So. Yeah, the 900 is the ones they're having some issues with right now. The trying to get something to connect up to the 900 and the Manticore. So Dan, you've already got some pods that are working for the 800, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You have earbuds that are working for the 800, right?
For the 800, I found some online. I haven't used any personally.
Okay.
Like I mentioned a while ago, I don't like something sticking in my ear. That's why I got the wraparound bone conduction, and I need to test those and see if I can pair those with an 800, which I may step out and run and grab one real quick and see if that works or not.
Well, if you step out, I'm cutting your pay.
Well, can't cut me back too much, you know. Well, I mean, there's not anything there to, you know, it's kind of hard to cut 0 in half, isn't it?
Woody Bog is asking you if you're going to the Athol hunt. I would like to go, and it's close. Is that Dan who? Are you talking to Dan Willis? Because Dan Willis is in Oklahoma. And the Athol hunt is, well, how far are you from me? That's, I don't know how many hours. It's got to be a 12-hour trip.
Where is that one at?
In Idaho.
Oh.
It's got, I bet you it's farther than that.
That's a good drive.
Probably a 16-hour trip.
I could hop in my private jet and be there pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot it's in the shop.
Hey, why don't you tell these people about your the jet you flew into the rock?
Yeah. Yeah, that one hurt a little bit.
Is that a sore memory?
A little bit. It's still swollen, so yeah.
Well, let's just say, guys, that Dan flew his little what's it called? Paraglider. And basically it was a pain in the butt.
Yep. So I tripped running forward right at the end of my launch, and it took me it went ahead and said I had enough speed for takeoff, so it lifted me before I hit the ground, took me over the edge of the cliff, and then there was a ridge running down, and it just decided to skip me right off that little ridge, and didn't feel too good. I got a bruise. I thought just kind of went from one cheek down to the back of my knee, but it's actually I've got a bruise all the way down most of my calf, and I think I broke my little toe as well.
Well, what was your toe doing up there?
Yeah.
You sure that was your toe? Shoot.
So yeah, I'm still feeling the pain from that, and that was over 3 weeks ago.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Dan had to ride a motorcycle because he couldn't sit in the car. You know, that's pretty bad when you you bust your bone that way. You know, you can't even sit down. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, the motorcycle seat was narrow enough where it didn't touch any of the sore area, and So that was actually better than riding in a car or one of the little trucks we were using to get up and down the mountain.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Woody's in Montana. You said Idaho isn't that far. What part of Montana? Okay, you're in Kalispell. Wow, Kalispell. You're still probably 8 hours from us, I'm guessing, because, well, have you ever, Woody, have you been to Coeur d'Alene before? Because it's only about, well, let's see, Athol, Idaho is only about maybe 20 minutes north of Coeur d'Alene. It's at the old naval base. It's a state park now, and they actually don't allow metal detecting there. I don't know when they changed that, because years ago I used to metal detect that. It used to be allowed, and I found a lot of good stuff over there, but now it's not allowed. They've changed it, and but they do allow the club to go over there, and there's some designated fields that they set up in, and it's a fun hunt. We had a lot of fun. So 6 hours to Athol. Okay, yeah, that's not bad at all. Cool. If you can make it, I plan on being there myself if something don't grab a hold of me and throw me somewhere else in the meantime. Steve, brother, how you doing? Farragut. Yes, Farragut. Steve Jekzala. He's one that contributed to my channel here yesterday, and I really appreciate him. You know, it's people like that help keep things going for me. I appreciate it, Steve. So yeah, you guys, anybody that can make it, get a hold of me if you want to. Let me see here. Okay, I'm putting my email right up here, and also, let's see here. Let's see here. All right, so I just put my email down there in the chat. So if anybody wants information about the Northwest Treasure Hunters Club, as a matter of fact, let's see here. John, do you have a John the Nuts here? Do you have a link to the Northwest Treasure Hunters Club that you could put in the chat? Hey, Bruce Mastiff, how you doing? Oh, okay. All right. You got the 700. Good deal. It's on its way, huh? To Washington. What part of Washington you from? I'm your neighbor over here in Idaho. So, yeah. So if John can get a link, he'll put that in the comments there for the Northwest Treasure Hunters Club. But otherwise, you guys feel free to send me an email or something, and I'll get you some information one way or another. And if you're interested in going to that hunt, or if you're in the area and you want to join the club, there are members from Montana that are in the club at this moment. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, a lot of good people. Don't tell John that I said that, though. Don't let him know that I said he was a good people. So I have a link to the club. They send me information on. Oh, good. Awesome. Good deal. And they also have a Facebook group as well, Northwest Treasure Hunters Club on Facebook. So that's another way to get some information. Charles Broussard, only a little over 2,000 miles from you. Well, you could do that on a 10-speed bicycle, couldn't you? Oh, anyway. Well, does anybody have any questions here or anything you want to discuss? This was just kind of a hangout night. Didn't really have a specific topic in mind.
Yeah. So Dan Schneider's asking about a
Yeah.
case for 900. I've used one. I got it. They're available a lot of places. I believe it's made by Plano. It's a 36-inch case made for rifles. And it's got the foam in it. It's got a lot of the pre-cut stuff. So you just pick out the pieces you want to custom fit it. And those work really well. You'll have to take the machine apart. But, you know, for flying and everything, that's ideal anyway. And then your lithium battery, which is going to be in the handle of the machine, you'd want to take that with you in your carry-on luggage because the flight restrictions won't allow the lithium battery to be in your checked bags. So that's what I'd recommend is putting it in one of those hard cases made for, you know, for rifles, which when I bought mine, I think it was around $70. I just looked at that same issue for a customer here recently in a week or so ago. And I think now they're up to around $90 or $95, somewhere in that range. But they're really well made. You know, they're good and strong. They're not quite up to par with what a like a Pelican case would be. You know, those things are pretty much indestructible. But it's a good price point for something that's definitely good enough to ship or take your detector on a flight with. And if you need more information, just send me an email and I'll see if I can find a link or two for you. In fact, if I can, I'll just pull up the manufacturer link and post that here, and you can see it from the manufacturer website, and then decide where to buy it from there. Because I don't want to put anything on here for any of the big box stores.
Yeah. Digging up the Carolinas. You guys, digging up Carolinas. I cannot remember your first name here. But feel free to put your YouTube channel link down in the comments. You guys, I really like his channel. If he can get that link up there for you, I really recommend you guys check him out. Go give him a sub. He's actually trying to reach 1,000 subscribers right now. And I would love to be able to help him out with that. So give him a sub and check him out there. Let's see. Okay, who do we got here? I know this guy. All the info for the hunt, this is Northwest Treasure Hunters Club, is on the Facebook page. Just for your information, the hunt flyer is under the files section. So, all right. So yeah, just go to Northwest Treasure Hunters Club on Facebook, and then go to the file section in there, and you should be able to find the flyer about the hunt. Hope you guys can make it. It'd be neat to meet some of you guys, and it is a blast. A lot of good people. You can bring a tent. I know on the flyer they talked about, you know, they listed a bunch of different hotels and places you could stay if you want to, but I just stayed right there in a tent. I managed to find showers at the state park there, so every morning I'd run over to the showers, and well, I wouldn't run, I'd drive. Take a shower so nobody would throw me out of the park, and that worked out well. So yeah, beautiful country too. It's you got some timber and some open fields where they seed those fields, and it's just a blast. A lot of fun. We'll be there. I'm planning on being there. I shouldn't say we will be there, but that's the plan as of right now. And Brenda she's planning on being there as well. So we had too much fun last year to not go again. We actually joined the club after that, and it was great. But all right. Any other questions, you guys? Well, you bet, Rob. Anytime. And you guys, like I say, let me see if I can find it here. If I know this down here at the bottom of the screen is kind of confusing, but if you go over onto Facebook and just pull up Sodbusters Metal Detecting Facebook group, feel free to join that. And when it comes to like the Manticore shipments, any updates about metal detecting supplies or anything like that, I always update in that group first. That's more of an immediate update right there that people can see. And then a lot of times I will announce it later in a live stream or something like that. But the first place I announce these things is in the Facebook group. So feel free to go join there. And if you haven't subscribed to Sodbusters Metal Detecting, please do so. I've got Minelab Equinox tutorials on there. I have metal detecting tutorials on there, plus adventures. And so, yeah. And I'm always available if you guys have any questions about metal detecting, metal detectors. If you're looking to get into metal detecting and you have questions about what type of metal detector you should get, what we might recommend, you can get a hold of me or you can get a hold of Dan as well, because Dan here at Outlaw Metal Detectors is the one that I recommend. Don't tell him I said so, but he's high in integrity. That's why him and I work together here. So I can honestly say that he's an honest man. And that's the truth. So, but anyway, no, he's great to deal with. And if he doesn't treat you right, just let me know and I'll slap him around for you.
Forget who was it? I think it was Dan Schneider, I believe, that was asking about a case for for his flight. So they've removed it from the manufacturer's website. So I don't know if they're coming out with a newer model or if they're discontinuing them or what. But I found a location for him. It's a place I've done business with before. So just send me a message, an email or something, because I look and they've got them on sale right now for $65, and they only show to have 3 of them in stock. This isn't identical to the one I use. It looks like it might. Well, no, I take that back. This is not the one you want. I got another picture of it, so scratch that. Sorry, Dan. I'll if you need more information on it or something, just get in touch with me, email or something, and I can send you a link to the same one I've got, which is currently showing $99.99 from where the place I bought it. They were $65 or $70 just a couple of years ago, but everything's going up, it seems like. Everything but wages.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, I try to do these live streams every Friday evening at 5 o'clock Pacific time. You're on the same time zone as me. So, yeah, I try to do them, especially in the winter time is when I do these live streams. But I try to schedule them for 5 o'clock on Friday nights. And that seems to work out best for Dan. It works out for me. And I don't know how popular the time is out there for viewers, but but that's what I try to do. So
Rob says, thanks for making him buy the Minelab Equinox 800.
thanks, John. I appreciate that. Well, I didn't make you, brother. But I'll tell you what, it's a good machine. It really is. Oh, just joined a club in Port Orchard, Washington. Port Orchard. I'm not exactly sure where that's at, but
so I got to ask Rob on his Equinox 800. He said he just bought it recently, if I remember right. I think he bought it at one of the big box places. There is a promotion right now on Equinox 800s. Goes till the end of the month, so you got about 11 days left. With that promotion, you get everything that normally comes in the box, and you also get a free 12 by 15 coil. And that is a really nice bonus because that coil alone sells for over $200. So hopefully wherever he bought it honored that promotion and he got the free coil, but he didn't buy it at Outlaw Metal Detectors. So I don't know if he got the right deal or not. So that's another benefit of dealing with actual metal detector dealers. When all these manufacturers have these promotions, your dealers are going to know about it. You know, the kid that works at the big box store, you know, that just got hired 3 weeks ago, he's not going to know any of that stuff. He's not going to know how to get you a veteran discount if it's applicable. And then when you have questions, he's just going to say, I don't know. You know, that's someone I'd buy because it's cheaper, or I'd buy that one because I like it looks better, or I watched, you know, 2 videos on YouTube and I want to buy that one because, you know, two videos said to buy it. You know, there's a lot of good reasons not to buy the big box, and I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, Matt, actually, I was just telling a story a while ago, but last weekend I went to an 1870s homestead and I was going to make a video, actually the video that I put out this morning. And the first thing I did when I got out of the truck is I took my Excalibur shovel and slammed it to the ground to, you know, how you go to stab it in the ground. Well, it sounded like a iron chisel hitting iron. I knew we were in trouble. So I ended up putting on everything and started hunting around, just kind of testing with my shovel, looking for a softer spot. And I got to a south facing slope, and there was some fluffed over grass that been laid down by the snow, but it was thick grass. So it was insulated enough to be diggable. And my very first target was a 1925 Buffalo nickel. So, but that is it. I mean, for the most part, everything is froze solid here. So yeah, I'd love to come up there and hunt with you guys. I've actually never hunted up there in Spokane, but I may have to come up and do that with you. We'll have to touch base here sometime soon. I appreciate the invite. So
yeah, says Bruce, but I think that maybe his alias. Maybe he's trying to hide from somebody on here. Yeah, his order went out today. I got the Equinox 700s in late yesterday afternoon. Got his all boxed up this morning, so it's on his way. By the way, you got 2 boxes coming because I couldn't fit everything in one box with the shovel being so long. That went out today, and you'll find some other stuff in the box that'll help you get you going and everything. And he said thanks for the military discount. He didn't even know it existed. You know, he was ready to order it at the regular price, you know, that anyone would pay. But, you know, he was a veteran, and I said, well, you knew there's a veteran discount, right? And he wasn't even aware of it. And a lot of people aren't. Now, it's for veterans. So, you know, you can't call and say, well, you know, my neighbor's, you know, uncle's little sister's brother was a veteran. Does that count? No, it's got to be for the veteran. If your spouse is a veteran, that may be acceptable, but it has to be registered. Receipt, everything will be for the veteran's name. And I offer my veteran discount for the veteran and their spouse. Reason being, when someone's in the military, the spouse, suffers a lot of the, the relationship issues, that you have, when someone gets deployed and so on. So in my opinion, I think the spouse has a right to that discount too, at least from my point of view. So, so if your wife or husband was a veteran, then, I'll honor the veteran discount there whenever I can.
So Bruce is, he said it's Jay. So. Let's see here. Oh, John, you can't tell him these things. That's why he doesn't wear a hat. It just don't fit anymore. People give him those kind of comments. So, but anyway, let's see. I saw something on here. Oh yeah, Daniel, I saw that. I didn't get a chance to comment or anything because I was getting ready to go live. But yeah, he posted some pictures in the Sodbusters metal detecting group on Facebook, and he's got a nice pile of clad already from the metal detecting he's been doing this year. Looked good. That's tax-free money.
So
help me out with the military discount on that 700. I had no doubt.
Yeah, yep. I just shared that one a few minutes ago. Now, Steve said veterans discount is good for one metal detector a year through Minelab. This is true. It's 15% for one metal detector per year, not the accessories. However, I do offer a veteran discount on almost all of my accessories, like I mentioned earlier, the exception being shovels and beach scoops. So pinpointers, dig pouches, diggers, anything that doesn't require a big, long, expensive box to ship everything in, and then the cost of that shipping. I do the veterans discount on all that stuff as well. And that's true of even other manufacturers that don't have any veterans discount programs,
Steve's a veteran, as a matter of fact.
I saw Rob says he's a veteran. So I hate to put the spotlight on you, Rob, but Rob bought his detector at a big box place, didn't get the free coil, and didn't get the veteran discount.
That's a shame.
He did say he got a deal on a pinpointer, but you look at the value of that pinpointer versus the value of that veteran discount and that free coil, we could have done a lot better for him. So remember that next time.
The Key Date Kid, Casey, said that everyone send Dan your favorite bikini. Is that bikini, Dan? That say bikini?
Says
he likes bikinis, pink ones.
Favorite beanie. I'm not sure what he's trying to say. I may not want to know.
I don't know. I think it's something to cover your head, maybe. Get him the full face one.
Ryan's asking if I have beach shovels. I'm assuming he means the long handle beach scoops. Yes. I have some in stock. There's a pretty good range on the prices depending on what you're looking for. Unfortunately, one of my big suppliers has got them where they're not available now. I don't know the reasoning yet, but I think it's because they were made in the Ukraine. So I still have access to a couple other brands, and I'm looking at possibly getting set up with another source on those. But there's one place in particular I'm trying not to do business with because of the way they've done business with with some others, which I think is kind of cutthroat backstabbing and all that good stuff. And if that's the way they're going to do business, and I'd rather try to get my products from somewhere else.
What do you guys think? This is an early attempt, but for Christmas, I got a laser engraver. And so I am practicing on making some wooden tokens. This one, I was just testing powers and stuff like that. This actually burned all the way through, so I can make rings too. But there's the token. I haven't been able to operate it much because it's so freezing around here, and I've got it in my shop, and I don't have power out to the shop. I got to run an electric cord. I called for a quote to get power ran out to my shop so I can start doing stuff out there, and that was going to be a $5,000 bill. So I think I can run the extension cord for a while longer. But yeah, kind of like a wooden nickel. It's bigger though. It's more of a wooden token, but it's kind of thick. I mean, thicker than what I would be making these tokens out of. This was just a test piece. I'm trying to learn the program. Dan's familiar with the program, but I can't seem to get him to give me any instructions. He always wants me to, I don't know. He's that guy. You guys, if you have any trouble with him, just let me know.
Well, you're asking the blind to lead the blind there.
What? The blind leading the blind?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? I'm deaf too.
Yep. Exactly. So I'm going to pull a link for Ryan for those beach scoops.
It's kind of fun hanging out here with you guys. I'm glad you joined up the show. We didn't, like I was going to say earlier, I didn't really have a topic. This was more of just a hangout, but usually the questions come in, and you know, we're able to answer some questions and stuff, and I get to learn some stuff from people. So, except for Dan, I never learn anything from Dan, but yeah, Dan put a logo on a leather sheath, and it looks awesome. I think he hired that out, though, Casey. I don't think he did that. I think
yeah.
First time watching a live chat. Really enjoyed it. I'll have a ton of questions next time. Well, John, that's awesome, man. I'm honored that this is your first live chat or live stream with us here. That is awesome.
That's there's a link for Ryan for beach scoops.
Unfortunately, well, it should show up as a link in the chat, but you know what you may have to do is in the chat, if you can copy that link and then paste it up in your browser, you should be able to get to it easily that way. Because it doesn't show up as a link for some reason. I'm not sure why. I know that when Teresa comes in here to moderate, she ends up putting links in there, and I'm not exactly sure how she is able to do that. How much snow do I still have? Actually, where I live, the snow is pretty much gone. I mean, there's just a patch here and there, but the problem right now is just the frozen ground. If it wasn't for frozen ground, I'd be out there digging. But this week we're supposed to be, well, this weekend anyway, we're supposed to be in the 40s, low 40s, and then by Tuesday, we're supposed to drop back down to like the 20s and 30s. It's just, that's Idaho for you. If you don't like the weather in Idaho, hang around, it'll change. My grandpa always used to say that we had 2 seasons in Idaho, and that was July, August, and winter. So, let's see if I can even remember the name of it. It is the Atom Stack X7 Pro. I like it. It's a nice little engraver. It's not, it's kind of, it's not spendy as far as engravers go, but for a little hobby type deal, it's got a lot of power. Well, this is 1/4 inch wood right here, and it cut through that with no problem. So, if I can get this, that's 1/4 inch thick, and it ended up cutting all the way through. Not a problem at all. I'm sure it'll cut through thicker than that as well. I don't remember what they said the thickness is that they're able to cut through with that specific laser, but it's more than what I need, really. So, okay. So yeah, Ryan got that link.
Okay. Rob was asking where to send people. There's the web address right there, and if they need questions or anything answered, phone numbers there on the website, and my email address as well. And
John, it's actually a 50-watt laser, but that's just the how does that work, Dan? That 50-watt laser I got, it only has a 10-watt output, I think.
Well, yours is a diode laser. Mine's a CO2 laser. So
yeah.
I really don't know much about the diode lasers.
Jersey Ray Diggs, how you doing? Good to see you in here. We're in Southern Cal. So where in Southern Cal are you? I'm in San. Who's in Southern Cal? Somebody's in Southern Cal.
Dan Schneider and 714 Metal Detecting.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I'm looking to learn the laser. I think I'm going to really enjoy it when I get going there, and I'll be able to start making some tokens and stuff that I can do for giveaways and all that kind of stuff. But make Dan some earrings. Oh. Oh man. Let's see if I can. All right, you guys, I'm going to post a link down here if you guys appreciate the content and everything. If you're so inclined, you want to buy me a coffee or something like that. It's not necessarily a coffee. It's just a little donation to the channel, basically. So anyway, is there any other questions or anything for Dan or anything for me? Need to go to dinner. Hey, we saved some for me, Steve. I'm hungry too. Thank you for the videos. I learned a lot. First time hunting. Let's see. First time hunting today got a 20 cent and 50-cent euro and some US pennies. Again, your videos make learning much easier. Thank you. That's the whole goal for me, is to help people out here and so they can enjoy this hobby like I do. So, let's see here. Ground balance.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's looking for there.
Is that a question?
Balance.
Ground balance or?
Not really sure.
Let's see. Thank you both. Let's see. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the Friday night chat. 714, I appreciate you being here. And thank you again for your contribution there. That was very generous. Thank you. It's a great video on filling. Great video on filling your books, Larry. Hit the like. So, all right. Yeah, hit that like button, you guys. And so anyway, if you guys don't have anything more, yeah, you guys also, when you get out there, some of you are new to the hobby, Some of you are seasoned detectorists, but please, whatever you do, no matter where you are at, please, when you dig those plugs, dig them clean and then refill those holes, you guys, after you recover the target, and make it look better than when you got there, because people are actually losing the ability to get permissions cities are closing down parks. People are the reason this all started, I made a video on this 2 weeks ago. I went to ask permission at an old homestead, and it was a friendly conversation with the guy, but he ended up, when I got around to the point of asking him permission, he just said, no thanks. He says, I let somebody in here to detect last year, and they left my yard a mess. And I knew right then, that's it. Once you guys put a bad taste in somebody's mouth, I mean, it's a bad look on the hobby. It's a bad look on you. If you don't use a little bit of integrity, common sense, and respect for other people's property, you'll get this hobby shut down in a heartbeat. It really will. The comments in that video are people telling stories. The same thing happened to them. Their park got shut down. The city got shut down. They won't let them detect city property now because somebody didn't take the time to do things properly. And if you guys don't want, it's one thing if you don't understand that this is how you're supposed to do it, but if you don't know how to dig a proper plug, you guys contact me, please. I will send you a video on how to dig your holes, how to dig your plugs, recover your target, and then get the plug put back in the hole to where nobody ever knows you're there. And I'd be happy to send that information to you. So I just ask that you guys just take the time, a little bit of respect and integrity there to make things look really good as you're doing something that you enjoy. Let other people see that we are doing a good thing out there by cleaning up trash and all the garbage and metal and everything that we pull out of the ground. But when people see holes that aren't taken care of properly out there, it really puts a bad name on the metal detecting hobby. And pretty soon it just leads to bad things for us. So please, I ask you guys to spread that word out there. I've got a video. If you go to Sodbusters Metal Detecting, I've got a good video out there talking about that. And you can share that out there if you want to get the word out. I think it's extremely important. So, all right. So
Rob was asking if we were in Ohio. Nope. I'm in Oklahoma and Larry's in Idaho.
Yeah. Rob, I don't know as far as I mean, there's a lot of differences with the machines, but I need to get a little more time on it to see about, as far as the performance of the two machines. The 800 does great. The 900, I took it out the other day and it did great. But with the frozen ground, it's hard for me to really perform any side-by-side test. I like to do testing on natural targets. If I get a good target, I'll scan that target with the 800, scan it with the 900, whichever I have in hand. If I hit a target that's good, then I can rescan it with the other detector and get a comparison then. So it'll be a little bit of time until this ground thaws out around here. So yeah, I fill so many holes at the beach and right in the sand, fill your holes. Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't care if you're on the beach or in the desert, you guys, fill them in. Fill them in. And even if it's, I know a lot of kids and stuff on the beach, adults too, will dig these huge, huge holes. That's okay. Let them do that. But But when it comes to detectorists, let people see that you're filling those holes in. It'll go a long ways. So is this the first chat since Christmas? No. No, actually, Ryan, I don't know. I can't remember when I started this, but I was out for 3 weeks. I was out sick. I had some sort of crud that got a hold of me, and seems like everybody in the family got it. My wife got sick, my son got sick, and anyway, yeah, but we're back. People jog on the beach, twist an ankle. Yep, that's right. Make a trip out to Olympia. I've been out that way. I get lost in the big city. I get scared to drive in those cities like that. I'm just an old country boy. I get in the city, my knuckles turn white, and I don't know. It reminds me of that song, Don't Take Your Guns to, let's see, Don't Take Your Guns to Town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town. Let's see. Anyway. Well, you guys, we've been on here for almost 2 hours. I want to thank you all. I detected a school. We got chat coming in here. I detected a school here, and someone saw us about 2 days later. I drove by the school, and there were plugs laying all over. Yeah, it ruins it. It ruins it for everybody. And like I said in the video, if you guys see somebody doing that, as long as you can do it safely, you feel like, it's not going to get you in a fight or something, confront them and just ask them and say, hey guys, can I help you learn how to take care of this properly? Because, and if they're willing, then show them, just let them know, yeah, if we leave these plugs like this, then we're going to get kicked out. They're not going to let us metal detect. And I'd rather preserve the hobby, rather than get kicked out of here. So if you can safely do it, confront them, maybe talk to them in a polite way and see if you can instruct them a little bit. Let's see here. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. I'm glad I'm getting better too. That was just, seems like I've been sick for all winter. I think winter makes me sick. Next time I'm out your way, we need to detect. Yeah, you bet. You ever get to Idaho, Jersey Ray Diggs? I even yell at the wife. Okay, let's see. Larry, my dilemma with getting kicked out of a park. When the same ranger checked on me, he was pleased to find my plugs were filled and could barely see where I dug the plugs. That's perfect. That's what you want. Yep, perfect. That's awesome. When you can do that, you're accomplishing something there, and you're doing good for the hobby. So you'd make the trip, huh? Better wait a little while because it's frozen ground in this country right now. You might want to come out to the Northwest Treasure Hunters hunt, though. That would be a lot of fun. That's a good hunt out there. So, all right. I'm the same way, Larry. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys. You're awesome. What part of Idaho? I would love to come and visit. I'm in north central Idaho. I'm near Lewiston, Idaho. And if you see Lewiston and Moscow on the map, I live in a town that you can't see on the map. But all right. Any last things from you, Dan?
No, I think it's about time. I got Mother Nature's calling, in more ways than one. I need to go, and then I need to refill.
All right. Well, that sums it up, folks. And anyway, you guys, I appreciate you guys. And we're going to be coming back here next Friday, same time, as long as the creek don't rise, Lord willing. And we'll see if we can have us another stream here. So bring your questions, bring your friends, bring your bikinis for Dan. Let's see. But anyway, yeah. But you guys are awesome. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you guys for the support and everything. Those who contributed, that bought me a coffee, all that stuff. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And we will see you next Friday. Have a great night, you guys.
Everybody have a great night. Thank you.